Please hold for a very important message. Please hold for a very important message.
Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Hey, Foodiegang, what is going on? What is going on? Can y'all hear me out there? Can y'all hear me out there? Okay, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Keep the stove on by sending the super chat. I feel like y'all, okay, there we go. I feel like y'all really close. Okay, so keep the stove on, send a super chat, super sticker, or you can hit the Cash App 907 Foodie. Follow me on all my social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, even on Rumble, and of course on Facebook. And thank y'all so much for watching. We was in the kitchen last night. We was cooking. We made steak bites. So good. We made steak bites. I don't know why this background's looking like this. Okay, so we made steak bites, broccoli and onions, and jasmine rice. And I found a name for the sauce that I made. I made a beef brown gravy, and we have this up here. Okay, this is my microphone right here, putting that weird. Okay, there we go. That was my microphone putting that weird shape on there. But we had Toya here last night in the building, and we was up in here cooking. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Okay, so we're gonna talk more about the ice raids. We talked about it yesterday, but I found some more videos, some more footage that we're gonna go over together, and we're gonna really break down what the heck is going on. The reason we talk about the ice raid so much is because y'all love it, be honest. And what we're seeing now is something that I've never seen before. I've never seen the ice raids, especially in sanctuary cities. So we're gonna talk about it some more. Hey, Angela. She said morning. And shout out to Angela Hurd. She was here yesterday, and she here today. People be like, "When do you sleep?" Can't sleep. Which is why I'm late. And I want to say I'm sorry. I was actually up at 5. I got to bed at like 5:30 though. If your girl didn't want to get out to bed. And then I took me a good shower. I made me a little parfait. I'll show y'all the breakfast later. It's in the fridge. So you know how when you first get up, you don't want food right away, but I did make some food. I'm gonna show y'all that later. I got coffee here. I know it's time for tea. Sometimes we got coffee though. Sometimes we got tea. When we are filming in the morning, I normally have coffee. Okay, so I need to start drinking more iced tea because it's warm outside. I don't know what it is about hot tea and hot weather. I just don't like it, and I feel like it makes my mouth dry. But this is time for tea. So we're going to talk about ice raids at construction site in Gulf Shores, Alabama. I have never heard of this part of Alabama. I actually thought this was in Florida or something, but what was happening? I'm sorry, y'all got the background up. I'm here, I'm not here. Okay. What was happening was that there was a high school that was being built, right? And on that construction site, ICE conducted a raid, and they arrested up to, I believe, 37 people. And this is a public, this is the high school that they're building. So now people are asking, if this is a high school and these are grants from the city or, taxpayers, what the heck is going on here? The school said, well, look, we ain't got nothing to do with it. I was a contractor. So, and shout out to Angela. Angela is also boots on the ground. She is in LA. And so it has been very nice to talk to people from LA. El Cheapo is also from LA and had showed us exclusive footage of what was going on. And I will say, not everyone is rioting. Not everyone is peaceful. So you know what I'm saying? Like there's both sides of the token. And these ice raids are not only being conducted in LA, they're being conducted all over the US. And we're seeing a lot going down. But Angela said ICE agents just drove past me 6 SUVs. Were they in unmarked cars? Because that is something that is being reported as well, is that a lot of the cars, the ICE, they're unmarked vehicles. And they're also saying that ICE is not announcing themselves when they come into the facility. Okay, y'all, I'm seeing I got one bar on my Wi-Fi. Hopefully y'all can see me. YouTube and Facebook don't want y'all to get that information. And Angela said yes. So okay, so they were unmarked. And a lot of people, some especially in like sanctuary cities like LA, they got a problem with that. They feel like ICE should be identifying themselves and they shouldn't be rolling around in unmarked cars. El Cheapo, like I said, was in LA, y'all. Look, I have been reporting on this story since the beginning, okay? So I really this is just a really interesting subject to me as far as the immigration system, because it has been a long standing issue in the US. And like every president kind of, like, in my opinion, kicks the can down the road as far as immigration. But we're seeing the Trump administration take a hands-on approach. Okay, but El Chivo, shout out to El Chivo. If y'all know, subscribe to her YouTube channel. She, like I said, is in LA, and her housekeeping lady told her, she was like, hey, bro. It's hot over by your house. I can't come. And El Cheapo loves this lady. And I will say, not all immigrants are bad, whether undocumented, illegal, or legal, whatever you want to call it. Not all of them are bad. But what is happening is we are seeing the bad people make it hard for the good people, if that makes sense. So her housekeeping lady said, yo, I can't come through. It's kind of hot over by your house. And shout out to El Chivo. She loved this lady. She put together like a whole video of her cleaning, and it was so sweet. And I also have I'm a PCA worker, and she's been working for me for 5 years. I I adore that lady. I think she has the paperwork right. I don't think she's scared, but when you have someone that comes and like helps you out with things or comes clean your house, you do develop a personal connection with them. Yeah, and like for me, I'd be checking in on her. I'd be like, "How are you doing?" So if something were to happen to her and she, stepped away or went away, I'll be sad too. You know what I'm saying? But we're seeing these hardworking people. The movement is kind of being hijacked by, the bad ones. We're also seeing a lot of like criminals. Or NF was up here, and what she was saying was that what the media does allegedly is that they take those few stories where they are bad and they highlight them, they put a magnifying glass on them. And we're also seeing a lot of that going on too. So it's just a lot. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my new YouTube channel. Time for tea at 9:07, guys. So I did cook yesterday. I have not had time to upload a picture, but I did take a picture and we was eating good over here. The sis came over here and shout out to you guys. Okay, so we did Wednesday night dinner and it was two parts. The first part was me cooking, and the second part was when we were sitting there chilling. The first part got 2,000 views. The second part, when I was sitting up here with Toya, we was eating our food, we was talking, we were sharing our personal stories. We had 4,000 views. You guys absolutely love my sister. Since they love you over here on YouTube. And shout out to all the moderators. We had a lot of trolls. They don't want to see you happy. So we had a lot of trolls. So shout out to the moderators. Shout out to the members. Shout out to Nathan for being the sponsor. And you know what? Speaking of that, let me play the money video for Nathan because he did support the show yesterday. And we were on my phone. So I couldn't play the money video. But like, I always got a problem with Big Bang. Yes, I cooked yesterday. How come whenever I show up, there's no food? Blaze, let me ask you this. Do you have the notifications turned on? Because if you don't have notifications turned on, you're not tapped into the YouTube channel, you are going to miss the food. Blaze out here telling on himself. But yes, we cooked yesterday. Angela was here. She can vouch for me. Um, we did Wednesday night dinner because I didn't do Sunday. Because on Sunday out, I was having so many technical difficulties. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign. In the first one, my comment stopped working. In the second one, I was buffering. I was like, I'm done. And Angela said, about to go downtown for business. I'll keep you updated. Yes, Angela, and definitely stay safe. Um, Stay safe, in today's time. Yes, we was eating good last night, Blaze. But y'all can go ahead and check the video out. It's gonna be my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be uploading a picture. I owe y'all a couple pictures. I owe y'all the steak bites, the parfaits. I owe y'all the video I was talking about with Nicole. I owe y'all that. But let me play this money video. Just shout out Nathan, who actually sent euros. I love how on YouTube you can send different currencies. It is interesting to see. But here we go. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Blaze said, look, you see, Blaze, this is the problem. Well, I need you to not blame me then. Blaze said, my notifications are turned off for everybody. I do random pop-ups whenever I'm free. Ain't nothing wrong with you popping up. Blaze is shout out to Blaze. Blaze was here, in the beginning. We found Blaze from No Captivity with Freezy, which is another great YouTuber. I feel like on YouTube and on Facebook as well, we are all coworkers. And so you want to keep good relationships with your coworkers. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. But let me get our first video pulled up. Okay, so that's the wrong button. Look, I always tell you, I'm a YouTuber, chef first, YouTuber second. So bear with me, y'all. My live streaming is very basic compared to some people. They be having the soundboard, a whole lot going on. Okay, so I mentioned to you guys that there was a raid on Home Depot. I never got around to playing that Home Depot video for you guys, So we're going to hear from one of the illegal immigrants about the Home Depot raid. And then I'm going to show y'all the crazy video when ICE raided a construction site and men were literally, do you call it scaling down? But they were throwing ropes over the side of the building and sliding down the ropes in the construction video. So, but first, we're gonna go back into this Home Depot situation because we didn't even get to report. And then that's another thing. These ICE raids are happening so fast. I just saw that they raided. I'm like, my headphones broke. I just saw that they raided a restaurant. So yeah, we got a lot going on here. So we're gonna go back into the Home Depot raid and talk about that. We haven't really got too much. We haven't gotten into the Home Depot. We did do the meat plant, Walmart parking lot. Yesterday we did Dollar Tree. So yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get the fair use up here. Y'all hit the like button, support the channel, support our channel. Get you a membership too. So on Saturday, you can come hang out with us. Here we go with the fair use, fair use. And then this is my first and my third YouTube channel, Ava's Playtime, and time for tea and 907 Good Eats. Well, we're gonna have more hot topics there. We're gonna really get into the mess. Okay, let me get this pulled up. Okay, so this gentleman is talking about what happened at Home Depot and his specific experience. Let's go.
Also new tonight, we're hearing from a U.S. citizen detained by ICE at a Home Depot in Hollywood.
I just want to say, I don't know why this man is walking like this. Look at how he's walking. Like, what's wrong, bro? Yeah, why is he walking like that? Okay, I would say this. There is some speculation that these are not really ICE agents and they're bounty hunters. Look at his face, though, bro. That is very, very scary. His whole face is like completely covered. Not cool, and he walking weird. So, if you notice, what I have personally seen is that these ICE agents will have like ICE and then police on the back of their vest. But look at the face covering. That has got to be scary.
Hollywood. This is new video given to us by Hope Garcia of yesterday's raid. Garcia recorded the ICE agents before he was detained himself, and tonight he's sharing what he experienced.
They were grabbing, and they were just grabbing them without like asking them for any identification. They weren't asking them if they were U.S. citizens. They were just assuming because they were of this particular skin color that they're undocumented. The ICE agent.
So he's saying that the ICE agents were just grabbing at workers. They weren't even asking them if they had the proper paperwork. I wonder if this gentleman had his papers and was let go. But NF, which is also another great YouTuber, came by and said that her uncle was picked up in Cali for being an illegal, but he's not illegal. So this is the second time we are hearing this. So there must be a little bit of truth, or we don't know, but I'm gonna tell y'all all the sides and let y'all decide what y'all think. But she did corroborate this particular statement about how they were just picking people up based off of how they look and not really giving people the chance. Okay, but I have heard, so allegedly, I don't know for sure, that somebody is paying them $1,000 per illegal immigrant. Right? That's what I heard. And that they're actually bounty hunters. So he's saying that they are picking them up and not asking for paperwork. I don't know what the truth is, but that's what I'm hearing, y'all. I can only tell y'all what I'm hearing. And it's all alleged.
Lunged at me, put his hands on me, and I reactionary just pushed him out of the way. And he got behind me, tackled me.
Garcia has been released without charges, and he also says ICE agents bragged about detaining 31 people. It is still unclear exactly how many people were detained. Also new tonight, we're hearing from a U.S. citizen detained by ICE at a Home Depot in Hollywood. This is new video given to us by Hope Garcia of yesterday's raid. Garcia recorded the ICE agents before he was detained himself, and tonight he's sharing what he experienced.
That they were grabbing, and they were just grabbing them without like asking them for any identification. They weren't asking them if they were U.S. citizens. They were just assuming because they were of this particular skin color that they're undocumented. The ICE agent lunged at me, put his hands on me, and I reactionary just pushed him out of the way. And he got behind me, tackled me.
I will say, when I went over the Walmart raid with you guys, and there was another person that tried to intervene with the ICE raids, and they tackled that man. That man probably was less than 150 pounds. They are aggressive. I've seen it. I agree. And I think all police and is aggressive. All law enforcement seems to be very aggressive. So I have seen the aggression. I've seen the force. I believe him on that part because I've seen it with my own eyes. They are coming in. I don't know why law enforcement is so like ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do believe that part.
Garcia has been released without charges, and he also says ICE agents bragged about detaining 31 people. It is still unclear exactly how many people were.
Okay, so we see ICE right here. Look at that face covering. Like, is that not scary? Because and then they're in unmarked vehicles. You don't know who is who. They're grabbing people up. And I think that what it seems like what they're doing, because I'm hearing about a lot of U.S. citizens being detained by ICE allegedly. It seems like what they're doing, they're grabbing everybody, and then they're gonna take you to the center and see who check out, see who they can get that $1,000 from. It's kind of what it looks like. So during the Walmart raid that we went over, the young man tried to step in and help the distract ICE. They tackled that man, and he, like I said, he was a small dude, and they threw him in the detention center or in the detainment. They threw him in the detainment center. He was actually a U.S. citizen, and when he got out, he said so himself. But I will also say this: "Hey, NF girl, I was just talking about you." She said, "Good morning, best friend at Foodiegang." Y'all know we got the Foodiegang gang over here. Girl, we're talking more about ice. You know I'm on their neck. But yeah, they threw him in ICE detainment center. And when he got out, he did a press conference and he said that they was, not treating him right, being forceful. But I'll say this though. I just don't feel like people really get treated right in jail or prison, in my opinion. I haven't been there personally, but from what I heard, don't nobody get treated right. It's kind of what it's looking like. I actually have another video on this. It's about a woman who was picked up during the Home Depot raid. And let me see if I saved that video. I hope I did. She was actually picked up during the Home Depot raid, and she was a food vendor. You can see. And that's that jail is torture. I kind of just feel like once you cross that threshold and you get put in, let me take this off. Once you cross that threshold and they put you in jail, it's just not good for you. It's not good for you. There have also been a lot of debates about the detainment center. Some people say it's terrible. Some people say it's better than gels. And I've watched Cash Jordan on YouTube, and he in one of his videos he actually showed us the inside of one of the detainment centers. And but also, I think it was the Luminegro. He sent me a video from Georgia how someone had lost their life in detainment. So not every center is the same. The same thing goes with prison and jail. There are better jails, better prisons than others. But you really roll the dice when you go to prison or jail. You roll the dice because you don't know what they're gonna put you in. And NF said never been to prison, but I've heard it's bad as well. And look, we ain't trying to go. We ain't trying to go either. But I had another video. Let me see if I can click around and find it. It was a lady who was a food vendor, and she was actually picked up at the Home Depot raid, and she was just selling her tamales. Oh, well, I think it was tamales. I think they said tamales. This ain't the one. Maybe I did not save that video. I hate when I watch a video and I don't save it and I tell y'all about it, and it's like, man, why didn't I save that video? But I also do have a lot of videos here. I could, could just be missing it. Let me look. But y'all make sure I hit the like button. But yeah, there's just a lot of crazy stories that I have been hearing. I don't think I saved that video. That's okay. I got a whole bunch of videos here. If I do find it, I'll pull it back up, and that's also from the Home Depot raids. We are gonna get into the video that brought us here. So I'm gonna play this video for you guys, the raid at the construction site in Alabama. And it was absolutely crazy. I'm also gonna drop the link if anybody wants to come up and share their story. And if not, it's okay. Because I'll be up here talking for 3 hours to myself and to the Foodiegang. Yes, it was in Alabama. See, NF best friend, these raids are not just happening in Cali, but I do think that Cali is the focus right now because it is a sanctuary city and they have all the protests going on. Okay, there we go. So let me get. Oh, we'll call them and check on them. See how everybody's doing. I think Gulf Shore, Alabama. Because there's different parts of Alabama too. But yeah, y'all, look, I'm gonna play this video for you, NF. And for the Foodiegang, we're gonna get into it. This is absolutely crazy. Mobile FBI confirms 37 arrested following immigration raid at New Gulf Shores High School. This is 1 day ago, and this was at a construction site. Let's go. Oh, this happened 1 day ago, NF. So call your people, check on them, make sure everybody good. But yes, this happened pretty much yesterday. So it happened yesterday, so this just occurred. And you know what? When I was sharing this video yesterday, somebody was telling me that on their feed they don't see stuff like this, and so I'm glad that I'm able to share this with you guys because there's a lot going on. You may have missed this story. You may not have seen it yet. Your algorithm may not be set up for the news. I watch the news, y'all.
And breaking at 5, an illegal immigration raid at the New Gulf Shores High School construction site, sending workers roping down a roof trying to get away from federal agents.
Now, this cell phone video shows the agents moving through the sprawling site. The Mobile FBI says 37 people were arrested here.
And it's a story that we broke online just a few hours ago. Our Natalie Williamson is live.
So they were roping down the side of the building to escape being captured by ICE. So that just tells you how serious it was, or how bad that they wanted to get away. That they were willing to, rope down the side of the building to get away. Is Gulf Shores, if is Gulf Shores in Mobile, Alabama? I have never been to Alabama, so if y'all know how that all breaks down, go ahead and let your girl know. Oh, it says Mobile FBI. So Gulf Shores must be in Mobile, right?
On the scene right now.
And Natalie, we've seen a lot of raids in Baldwin County at construction sites, but this is the first one we've seen that involves a public facility.
That's right, Cameron and Lenise. When I first told school system officials about the raid that happened here just hours ago, they told me they had no comment. But they've since changed their minds and have now released a joint statement with the city. And keep in mind, this project is funded by taxpayers. And before we get to that statement, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the video that was sent in by viewers. And this is probably the most dramatic shot that we have.
Okay, can you guys see it? They have a rope over the side of the building, and they're roping down so that they can avoid being captured by ICE. We saw ICE walking up the stairs, right? I think these people were later on detained. And they said, nope, it's in Gulf Shores, Alabama, but in the city of Mobile, Alabama. Okay, so Mobile is the city, and Gulf Shores is like the specific area. Okay. Thank you so much, because I never been to Alabama. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I tried to do my little research, and it said Gulf Shores, Alabama. So I was like, okay. But you're right, it does say Mobile FBI. Dang, and they got the FBI in on this. The ICE agents. Some people believe that they're not really ICE agents, but they are federal agents. This is brought down by the federal government. Most states in some areas don't seem to really be conducting raids, but we are seeing mass deportations. We are seeing back-to-back raids of work sites, homes. I even saw one video where they came up to this lady's door and they tricked her to come outside, and then they apprehended her. So we're seeing a lot going on with ICE right now. This is the most noise ICE has made in a long time.
Have two workers roping down a rooftop to get away from federal agents. And we also obtained more footage showing.
Okay, I was saying scaling down, but just roping down. So you guys can see them hopping down, they're roping. Like, that is how much or how bad they do not want to be detained. Can you imagine going to work, and by the time they end, you're in detainment by ICE, about to get deported. So a lot of people are scared to go to work, and you know what? I'll say this. I feel like if you got away with a crime for 30 years, 20, 30 years, look, that's a great record. That's a lot longer than a lot of people get away with stuff. You know.
Two people being escorted by law enforcement. This $137 million project is publicly funded.
$137 million project to build a high school in Alabama. And there were 37 illegal immigrants arrested. And this is funded by taxpayers. But I'll say this, there's no way that these illegal immigrants and undocumented workers have worked in the U.S. for 20 to 30 years without the government helping them. There's just no way. What we're seeing in my mind or my opinion is a lot of exploitation going on. Y'all want cheap labor so people can pick y'all strawberries, build y'all buildings, and y'all don't want to pay. But at the same token, you want to complain. But you are employing these people. So you gotta pick. You gotta pick.
Meaning taxpayer money is paying for this. In all, 37 people were arrested today. And in addition to federal agents, Orange Beach PD, Gulf Shores PD, Foley PD, and the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office took part in the operation. When I reached out to the city of Gulf Shores and the Gulf Shores City School System, and both said they did not know the raids happened until I called him. Now here's a look.
And a lot of times they're not communicating with the cities because they fear that the cities will leak the information. In the beginning of this administration, when Trump started the deportations, they were telling the media about the raids that were going to happen. And what was happening is that the media was leaking it to the legal immigrants. And so when they would go conduct the raid, the whole building is empty. So they stopped telling people what was going on because it was being leaked. And so that's why they're not working with California. This ain't California, but I'm just saying. That's why they're not working with a lot of these towns and cities because they're going to leak the information.
At that statement from the school system and the city. Says the city of Gulf Shores and Gulf Shores City Schools are aware that a federal immigration inspection was conducted at the construction site of the new Gulf Shores High School.
The construction site is under the complete control. See, this is another thing that we're gonna see a lot happening. We're gonna see a lot of people doing the blame game, doing the back and forth, doing the blame game. Like I said, there's no way that these people were illegal for all this time and had jobs and were able to make a living without the assistance of these work sites, of these businesses, of the government, and of the cities. But now that Trump is coming and doing these raids, they don't nobody want to be responsible. Nobody wants to take accountability for what is going on. So we're gonna see a lot of this, kicking the can around. Nobody wants to accept responsibility.
The construction site is under the complete control of the general contractor, and no city or school employees were present at the time of the inspection. We encourage inquiries for any further information regarding this inspection to be directed to the parties involved.
And so what we have here is it was $137 million construction site. They were building a high school with federally funded. And 37 of the workers that were on the construction site were arrested. And I believe that they were all legal. Now the school is saying, we had no idea, it's not our fault, it's the general contractor's fault. So I would say this. I used to be a teacher's aide for kindergarten. To even get into that job, I had to give so much paperwork. I had to go get fingerprints, all that stuff. I had to do a lot of stuff just to work in the school for kindergartners. So the fact that you can get a job on the construction site to build the school and be illegal is kind of crazy to me. In my opinion, they knew about it. They were trying to get cheap labor. They went with that contractor because they had the lowest bid, most likely. And that's why they went with that contractor. We know it's the truth. But they got to save face. They got to lie real quick. so that they don't look bad. But we know the truth. That contractor probably had the lowest price. And now we know why. And that's what you went with. You, like, come on now.
And we also reached out to the project's general contractor, Rayburn General Contractors, and they told me, quote, Rayburn General Contractors is aware of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement raid that occurred at the new Gulf Shores High School construction site on Tuesday, June 20th.
Yeah, I bet you are aware. You know why? You know why I bet you are aware? Because you got to get 37 new workers. And I wonder what was the total number of workers on that site. And like when they raided the meat plant, you guys, a third of the workforce was picked up by ICE. When you hire that many, when you do that much illegal stuff, you need to be held liable. You know what I'm saying? You have 37 work, and this is only the one construction site. If we look at everybody that works there, there could be more. This is only one site. So, this is only one site. Hold on, I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Right. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for holding. Your girl got a phone call, so I had to put the video on there quick. Sorry about the hiccup, y'all. You know I am not a YouTuber. I'm a chef first, so I'm trying to figure it all out. But shout out to Gomez. Gomez was here last night when we cooked, and I also saw him on No Captivity with Freezy, the members only live stream. Gomez said nothing new, been this way for 80 plus years. What has been this way for 80 plus years? Can you be a little bit more specific? What has been this way for 80 plus years? Right, they mad. Look, they went with those contractors because they have the lowest price. we already know the gig. And then Brian said, simple, just sue the contractor for breach of contract. If they don't get the work done as contracted, what's the problem? They can hire another contractor and make the original pay the difference. The problem is that they have 37 undocumented workers on the site. That's the problem, Brian. But the school will find a way to get built. But one of the things that we got to say though, if they do get another general contractor, that general contractor has to have legal workers because ICE is doing a lot of raids right now. And general contractor is a job that they have been able to get into because we need people to build our stuff. So whatever general contractor they go with has to have legal workers because ICE is conducting these random raids. Would be the only thing. And thank you so much, NF, y'all. I tell you, I'll be sitting here by myself and don't nobody call me. And the moment I click go live, that's when everybody call. But it was a very important phone call. Oh, you're saying use of low cost labor. I believe I agree with that. And I think that's why they were really pushing for immigration, or they were letting all these people cop the border for low cost labor. Let's just be real here. It wasn't really to help people. If it was to help people, then why did y'all change? It was not, but that's just my opinion, y'all. Maybe they did want to help people. Okay. So Raven General Contractors is aware of the U.S. Immigration and Customs raid that occurred at New Gulf Shores High School construction site on June 24th. I think what's happening is there's got to be some type of tip line because how does, well, I guess, like the police and the FBI, I guess if you investigate enough, you're going to find stuff. But they know exactly where to go to find illegal workers. So let's play some more and let's see what's going on.
24th. RGC is fully cooperating with all authorities investigating this matter. We have no further comment at this time.
I bet you don't have no further comment. Well, I mean, what can they say? What can they really say? You are building a high school and you have workers that don't have the right paperwork. But let's be real here. We have all worked for somebody who has been doing some shady stuff behind closed doors. And for these contracts, people will do a lot for them. Because if you get contracts, it's like guaranteed money. It's better than having a job here and there. But if you get a contract to build a high school, this contract could be it's worth $137 million. These contracts are worth a lot of money. And so they're going to do what they got to do to make it happen. Hey, Drip, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
We have also reached out to the project manager, but haven't heard back. And we're going to continue asking questions. And once we get those details, we'll pass them along to you both.
I love how everybody has no comment. Like when we saw the vice mayor yesterday who called on gangs to defend their turf against ICE. Well, after she said that, she actually had no comment.
You both online and on air. Live in Gulf Shores, Natalie Williamson, Fox 10 News.
Okay, we're going to run this back. I'm going to play it one more time, see if we missed anything. For those of you who are just coming in, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, we're going to run this video back. We're going to look at it again because I want y'all to pay attention to how they were roping down the side of the building to escape ICE custody. Here we go. Okay.
And breaking at 5, an illegal immigration raid at the New Gulf Shores High School construction site, sending workers roping down a roof trying to get away from federal agents.
Now, this cell phone video shows the agents moving through the sprawling site. The Mobile FBI says 37 people were arrested here.
And it's a story that we broke online just a few hours ago. Our Natalie Williamson is live on the scene right now.
And Natalie, we've seen a lot of raids in Baldwin County at construction sites, but this is the first one we've seen that involves a public facility.
That's right, Cameron and Lenise. When I first told school system officials about the raid that happened here just hours ago, they told me they had no comment. but they've since changed their minds and have now released a joint statement with the city. And keep in mind, this project is funded by taxpayers. And before we get to that statement, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the video that was sent in by viewers. And this is probably the most dramatic shot that we have. Two workers roping down a rooftop to get away from federal agents. And we also obtained more footage showing two people being escorted by law enforcement. This $137 million project is publicly funded, meaning taxpayer money is paying for this. In all, 37 people were arrested today. And in addition to federal agents, Orange Beach PD, Gulf Shores PD, Foley PD, and the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office took part in the operation. When I reached out to the city of Gulf Shores and the Gulf Shores City School System, and both said they did not know the raids happened until I called him. Now here's a look at that statement from the school system and the city. It says the city of Gulf Shores and Gulf Shores City Schools are aware that a federal immigration inspection was conducted at the construction site of the new Gulf Shores High School. The construction site is under the complete control of the general contractor, and no city or school employees were present at the time of the inspection. We encourage inquiries for any further information regarding this inspection to be directed to the parties involved. And we also reached out to the project's general contractor, Rayburn General Contractors, and they told me, quote, Rayburn General Contractors is aware of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement raid that occurred at the new Gulf Shores High School construction site on Tuesday, June 24th. RGC is fully cooperating with all authorities investigating this matter. We have no further comment at this time. We have also reached out to the project manager, but haven't heard back. And we're going to continue asking questions. And once we get those details, we'll pass them along to you both online and on air. Live in Gulf.
So they pretty much said we don't got nothing to do with it. Although we have the contract and everything is pretty much on us, but we had nothing to do about it. And then government said if private funds were used, would it be a different issue? The reason why they mention that is because for some reason people want to act like the federal government doesn't have anything to do with illegal immigrants, but let's be real here. The federal government, in my opinion, let me get the disclaimer before I say this. The federal government, in my opinion, has everything to do with this. And I'm not surprised we're seeing federal taxpayer money being used. But now everybody wants to distance themselves from the truth because they are seeing that this law is being upheld. So I feel like people want to make a big deal about it, but we all knew that the federal government was helping illegal immigrants. We all knew that. And so I feel like they want to highlight it now because everybody wants to distance themselves from the truth. And the truth is the federal government been helping them. And I don't know why we don't want to admit that. Hey, world class, how are you doing? He said, hey, sugar. World class, they gonna come get you. You better have your papers ready. You better have your paperwork right. So that's what I feel, Gomez. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the federal government already knew about all this stuff, but now they want to act surprised and they want to distance themselves from the truth because they see that this administration is upholding the law? World class, we glad you're here because we about to teach you something. Illegal immigration is not just for Mexicans. There are Venezuelans. There are people, Vietnamese. I know I'm not saying it right. There are people from all walks of life and all cultures who are illegal immigrants. We are seeing the Mexicans being highlighted because they're close to the U.S., and we see a lot of them. But you don't have to be Mexican to be an illegal immigrant. Now, that is racism. Look. And what they're doing is they're walking up through Mexico. They're coming in through Mexico. But you don't have to be Mexican to be an illegal immigrant, okay? So I know you already know this word class. Word class is smart. But okay, so that was the raid in Alabama, and I just thought it was crazy how they were scaling the sides of the building to get away. Okay. Okay, it's because I have been reporting on these ice raids a lot. I see a lot of ice raids in my algorithm now. And before I got on here, I saw a restaurant that was raided and they have 14. Look, what if I said Puerto Ricans aren't immigrants? We hashtag we up. Okay, isn't Puerto Rico a U.S. territory? And look, world class said I got my papers ready. Don't even try me, Big Bang. But isn't Puerto Rico a U.S. territory? World class said don't do me. Don't look. Got my papers ready. Okay, so because I've been reporting on the ice raids a lot, I see a lot of ice raids in my feed or on my algorithm. And right before I came up here, uh, right before I came here, I saw a Mexican restaurant. I believe it was a Mexican restaurant that was raided and 14 people. I did not have time to watch the video, so we are going to react to it together. We talked about Home Depot. We talked about the construction site in Alabama. They was roping down the side of the building to escape ice. But I will say this. ICE is not slow. Like they know what they're doing as far as in you see somebody running, you get that person. You know what I'm saying? Like they saw them roping down the side of the building. And hopefully, like luckily no one was hurt. Because no, it's not on people's hands. I got my papers right. Workouts is so funny. Let me pull up this video. This was a restaurant that was raided. Oh, and also, Angela is in LA, and she stated that a lot of businesses in LA were closing down. And Black China has a hair salon, and she had another business. She closed both of those businesses down. And she's going back to school, which I think is kind of weird, but she's going back to school. She's very happy about it. She got a full ride scholarship. She changed her life around. But there are a lot of businesses closing down in LA. What is happening is that since they have been conducting the ice raids, a lot of people are scared to go to work. They're scared to go out and eat. They're scared to go and, relax with their family and not on the town. So you're seeing a lot of ghost towns. And I have mixed feelings about it because if you build your business off of illegal immigrants or anything legal, of course it's going to fall. Of course. But then I also feel like for the people who are really just going to work trying to get it, and that's just who their customers happen to be, it's kind of sad. But I have mixed feelings about it, but we're seeing a lot of businesses in LA close down. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not know that there was this many illegal immigrants. Like 37 people picked up in one raid. There was a meat plant that we reported on. Over 80 people were picked up by ICE. Like, I'm in Alaska, y'all, so we don't got that many up here that I know of. I could be wrong. Now, if we see an ICE raid in Alaska, don't judge me. But there's a lot of illegal immigrants down in Cali, and I did not know that. So let's go into this one. ICE agents arrest 14 people during immigration raid at Pennsylvania restaurant.
KDK has confirmed that immigration enforcement officers arrested 14 people at a local Mexican restaurant. KDK's Jennifer Barrasso joins us live with the latest details on that operation today in the North Hills. Jen.
Ken, an ICE spokesperson tells me those 14 people arrested for immigration violations happened after officers executed a federal search warrant at Tepache Mexican Kitchen and Bar. Another immigration and customs enforcement raid in the Pittsburgh area, this time at Tepache Mexican Kitchen and Bar in Marshall Township. KDKA obtained pictures, one by one, men and women shackled by their hands and feet, put into police vehicles.
God, we pray for the ICE officers here today, that they may have a change of heart, that they know not what they do.
In the background, advocates like Jaime Martinez came to show support. He prayed for them in English.
Bro, if you don't get out of here, where is that same support when black people and black men and women be getting locked up? I don't pay nobody out there with no bullhorn then, praying for nobody. I don't see nobody at the courthouse advocating for them. I don't see nobody talking about the kids. But anyway, Gomez said 45% of all low-cost labor is immigrants, illegal or legal. That is what it is looking like. And the fact that we're seeing a lot of these businesses close down really justifies this statistic. And it's showing us that there's a lot of exploitation going on, in my opinion. But he's out here praying for them while they get deported. I don't know if this is what they want to hear. I don't know. But where is the advocates for people that look like me? Where, I don't get where all these people came from. They just popped up out of nowhere and they want to advocate for them, bro. But let's go.
In Spanish.
Heart of Jesus, full of love and mercy, watch over my sister and brother migrants. Have pity on them and protect them from these officers. We ask for mercy for all migrants. Padre nuestro, que estás en el cielo.
Martinez is the community defense organizer for Casa San Jose, a nonprofit community resource center that advocates for Latinos.
And as they were walked out, they would wave at us and tell us thank you for being there, with tears streaming down their face in fear.
Did you see any use of force today?
Today I did not, but I have seen it other days.
An Immigration and Customs Enforcement spokesperson says officers arrested 14 undocumented migrants. If it's true that these...
Now, see, this is the part that makes me mad. Because they're like, did you see any force? Bro, the law enforcement has been using brutal force against people that look like me. Never once did I see anybody advocating ever. Now we have some people that are illegal, and now everybody want to advocate. Everybody want to stand up. Everybody want to go to the courthouse. Everybody want to boo-hoo cry and start praying for these people. The problem is it's a little bit too late. Because there has been groups of people before them that have been brutalized and beaten and not done right. And now, after all this time, you want to stand up, which is so crazy to me. And you want us to like all of a sudden feel bad when we have been going through this for years and decades. And there are also people that are, that are white that have also been at the hands of police brutality and have had their families separated by mass incarceration. And we never saw y'all before. It's just crazy to me.
These people today are undocumented. Why does Casa San Jose feel they should be allowed to stay without documentation?
Every human being should be afforded dignity. Every human being has inherent dignity tied to them, right? What we're seeing right now, above all else, is violations of that dignity.
The ICE spokesperson also says officers, quote, conducted an HSI.
Okay, so if the police go into your workforce and they see illegal activities going on, they do have a right to arrest you, right? So if ICE goes into the kitchen and says, "Let me see your papers," and you don't have any, in my opinion, you should be detained because you broke a law when you hopped over the border. So I don't get the logic in what this person is saying. It is very sad if you've been breaking the law for 20, 30, 10 years, 10, 20, 30 years, all of a sudden they come back and get you, but is it really that crazy of a concept that you broke the law, they came and got you, and they kicked you back out of the country when you broke into the country? Like, I don't get it.
Led worksite enforcement investigation where they executed a federal search warrant, but didn't say what that warrant was for. FBI and DEA agents were also on the scene assisting in this ICE enforcement raid. The ICE spokesperson tells me those 14 people arrested today, they are in ICE custody. He wouldn't confirm where. I'm told more information about that federal search warrant will be coming out.
Okay, so they're mad because they had a federal search warrant. And something on the search warrant was weird, but let me show y'all my breakfast. I'm going to play that video back and we're going to see if we missed anything. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Let me show you what I'm snacking on, y'all. Y'all know it's 9:07 Good Eats. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tapping in. Oh, tapping. I don't know what that button was for. I hit a new screen layout and I wanted to see. That is not the one. I'm gonna have to. I think that's for. Oh, that's for media. Okay, so let me show y'all what I'm eating on before we play that video again and see if we missed anything. I like to watch videos twice just to see if I miss anything. Okay, y'all. Okay, so I have a parfait here that has 2 types of Greek yogurt, cherries, granola, and honey. So we got that. Can't wait. And then I have some white cheddar crackers and a granola bar. So I'm gonna be munching. Let me pull up that video and let's watch that video one more time. See if we missed anything, and let's go back and let's, really look at it. Homeboy was saying all that stuff, but let's see. Okay, let's play this.
KDK has confirmed that immigration enforcement officers arrested 14 people at a local Mexican restaurant. KDK's Jennifer Barrasso joins us live with the latest details on that operation today in the North Hills. Jen.
Ken, an ICE spokesperson tells me those 14 people arrested for immigration violations happened after officers executed a federal search warrant at Tepache Mexican Kitchen and Bar. Another immigration and customs enforcement raid in the Pittsburgh area, this time at Tepache Mexican Kitchen and Bar in Marshall Township. KDKA obtained pictures, one by one, men and women shackled by their hands and feet, put into police vehicles.
God, we pray for the ICE officers here today, that they may have a change of heart, that they know not what they do.
In the back.
Okay, see, this is why I like to watch videos twice. He said, let's pray for the ICE officers so that they have a change of heart. Bro, this is above them. This is an order that came down by a president. What is he talking about? And he gonna say, they know not what they do. They know exactly what they're doing. They're rounding up the illegal immigrants. And y'all saw there was a woman that they got. They ain't playing. They said, we're taking everybody. But this is The ICE officers are literally just doing the job. I don't know what he's talking about. It was nice of him to pray for the ICE officers, but after that, everything he said was very shady, in my opinion.
Background: advocates like Jaime Martinez came to show support. He prayed for them in English and Spanish.
Heart of Jesus, full of love and mercy, watch over my sister and brother migrants. Have pity on them and protect them from these officers. We ask for mercy for all.
Have pity on them. They broke the law, bro. Do y'all say the same thing about us? Hey, B. Renee, how are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, this man is tripping. Okay. He is tripping, in my opinion. So he said, have pity on them. Do y'all have pity on us? When y'all be snatching moms and fathers out of the house and locking them up in jail and prison for 30 plus years? I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like, keep the same energy.
All migrants. Padre nuestro, que estás en el cielo.
Martinez is the community defense organizer for Casa San Jose, a nonprofit community resource center that advocates for Latinos.
And as they were walked out, they would wave at us and tell us thank you for being there, with tears streaming down their face in fear.
Did you see any use of force today?
Today, I
No, they was crying because they got caught doing a crime. And they're in fear of the consequences. Y'all look.
did not, but I have seen it other days.
An Immigration and Customs Enforcement spokesperson says officers arrested 14 undocumented migrants. If it's true that these people today are undocumented, why does Casa San Jose feel they should be allowed to stay without documentation?
Every human being should be afforded dignity. Every human being has inherent dignity tied to them, right? What we're seeing right now, above all else, is violations of that dignity.
The ICE spokesperson also says officers, quote, conducted an HSI-led worksite enforcement investigation where they executed a federal search warrant, but didn't say what that warrant was for. FBI and DEA agents were also on the scene assisting in this ICE enforcement raid. The ICE spokesperson tells me those 14 people arrested today, they are in ICE custody. He wouldn't confirm where. I'm told more information about that federal search warrant will be coming out soon.
See, the problem is y'all let law enforcement do a whole bunch of illegal stuff already. So now they're used to it and you can't stop them. It's too late. But I predict that the protests, the riots will continue. I don't know when it's going to stop. I really don't know, like, what is going to be the answer here, because it's a tough situation. You know, you have some people that have been breaking the law for so long that now they feel entitled. What's going on, Drip?
Hey, what up?
What's going on? How was your day?
It's going good though. Today I'm just home all day, so not much is going on other than basically doing the laundry and vacuuming downstairs. I ain't got much going on, to be honest though. I mean, just where my focus is at the moment. Currently on the TikTok, basically focused on that. Posted a video there, and I got 3 of my videos though. Got like a repost from my favorite artist though. Favorite UK rapper Rimsey though. I got a repost from him though. 3 of them though, and he's a big name though, legend in the scene though, big name though. So I got a repost though over there.
Drip, look at us, look at the camera.
Sorry, I'm shaky. No, I try and look at the camera though. I'm just shaky, right? Sometimes I'm shaking my hand, right?
Okay, Drip, take a deep breath. It's okay. You're gonna we're gonna check your videos out. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel, Young Riaz, the Drip King. And then Gomez said replacing 14 illegal with 14 legals still won't change current situation. Low cost labor will always be immigration.
Wow.
That's
Anyways,
a
though,
way to
so,
look at it.
anyways, wow.
Richard, you've been here for a while. How do you feel about some of the videos that we've seen? You know, the restaurant, the construction site, Home Depot.
I mean, I agree with you though. Even their own people don't claim them though, to be honest. Even their own people don't associate with them, literally. But on both sides though, literally the ones born here legally don't associate with them, and the ones born over there where they from don't claim them either though. So basically, they're on their own though.
Yeah, I agree with that. How do you
Yeah,
feel about the advocates coming out and praying for them, helping them, in the court system? And helping them with housing. How do you feel about those people that choose to advocate on their behalf?
well, I mean, consequence is consequence, I guess. Though I mean, I can see intention is they got good intentions in the heart, but what they're doing here, right, man? I don't know what to think, to be honest, because what do I know? I'm just a foreigner. Just basically based off what I just know right now. Just seeing what I just know, and also the videos I've seen as well. It's just I just see the people is legally born here trying to do the right thing. Did all the right things though, basically to get there in the first place. Literally speak out though as well, because they know those people doing all those things make them look bad, and they don't want to be dragged into it though, and they don't want to associate with them because they just know that's just how it is. Perception is reality type thing though as well, and they're trying to do the right thing and do all the good things and all the necessary legal processes though, and they're being made to look bad as well because of them people doing all those things though. So it's like it's carrying the weight of other people's sin, even you, though you yourself have not done anything.
So I definitely agree with you, and
I
it
was gonna
makes it
ask the same
harder.
question. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead,
Sorry.
Drip. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you though, basically, the question you asked me, I was gonna ask the same question back though, because I want to know what you think also though, to be honest though. Because look, I know what I think as well, but I want to know what you think so then I can understand where you're coming from though.
I agree with what you said. Their heart's in the right place, but I think that they're doing it for the wrong cause, because the people that should be advocated for are people that are not committing crimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like their heart's in the right place, but what they're standing on or doing it for is not necessarily, to me, a righteous cause.
Right.
Like saying
I
that
just
someone should be able to break into the country and work hard and build a life for themselves just because they work hard. I don't know. Like, I get it. We're all for God and help people, but there are people in this country that need help.
yeah, I
I
get it
don't.
though.
And there are many people advocating for the people that are homeless, for the children that are hungry in the U.S., or for the kids in foster care. So it's just a weird situation to me.
Okay, it's kind of similar from UK as well. I got that type of immigration thing though. I'm just basically speaking it from the outside looking in, and you're giving me an inside perspective, which is good actually. And I get you on what you're saying, no, and I get it. Their heart's in the right place, but also the way the intention they're trying to advocate it ain't helping their cause though. The way I'm observing it, I ain't against. I'm just watching though, cause what can I do? I'm just basically from a foreign country, and I'm just observing observing right here, and I can see where you're getting at though. Because look, even if they're trying to do the right thing, even if they're trying to advocate for using the hut in the right place or whatever, their actions don't show that, man. Then if they truly cared though, if they truly cared, they would have just basically, done it the legal way, man. Or like basically would have done it in peace though. Okay, it's one thing to protest though, but that's not called protesting what they're doing. They're rioting basically. Because think about it this way. If they did it in a peaceful manner and basically just, came up, to do the legal thing though, then yeah, that's actually helping them though. But actually, basically, what you call doing that though ain't helping your cause though. And what can I do though, man? I ain't got nothing, man. And that's real, man. That's real. And look, even their own people don't claim them. So what does that tell you?
It tells us a lot, and I feel like this. I wonder if there's people in Mexico advocating or helping them out once they return to Mexico and return to some of these countries. I
Mm,
wonder if there is help on the other side because
I
a lot
probably
of
think
people
some
are
will,
here to
some
help.
won't though. Okay, so I was just gonna say to me though, the way I see it, some will, but some won't. I feel like some won't. I think most won't though, actually, because it's not that I hating or generalizing or basically doing that type of thing. No, it's just basically to be realistic in a way. Most born people who's born and raised in that country will view the people who's born and raised in a different country, even though they're the same people, they look the same, they have the same language, culture, all of that, but differences has been made for so long though, and basically though they just view them as different people within the same diaspora basically. So they just view them differently, even though they came from the same family though in a way, but at the same time they're like, nah, you're not one of us, to be honest though. And that's a harsh reality. Neither side will truly accept them, which is understandable.
Yeah, which is it's just tough. It's a tough situation, and I feel like for the advocates, their heart's in the right place for the wrong cause. I would like to see more advocacy for the people, or more advocates for the people that are actually born here. They're actually
Mm,
struggling here,
okay.
and it
Yeah, that's all
it
right.
frustrates a lot of people that people that are not from here are getting way more help than the people that are from here.
Okay. I mean, look, the only reason I kind of know that in some way, though, is it's because it's kind of similar. It's not like similar situation for me. It's kind of a similar type of thing. Though. Not like for me personally or my family or whatever, though. But when it comes to like neither side really accepting you like that, because both sides will view you differently. I'm just speaking on based on how I kind of know it as well. Because me being British born and I'm a Pakistani heritage and all of that. I just know both sides would just see me as different, though. Even the born ones who look like me, that's different. Family is one thing. People I know, the ones that I'm around, though, they're cool, genuinely accept them. I just know some of them would just view me as way different than them, though. So, in a way, man. In a way, I kind of get you on what you're saying, though, man. That is kind of real, to be honest.
Yeah, I would like to see more help for the people that are here, even after all this goes away. I don't think that these people should stop advocating, but I think they should start advocating for the right cause. And it shouldn't have anything illegal to do around it. Whether that's drugs, crossing a country, being a criminal, like advocate for people that really don't have voices that are truly innocent. And in this particular video, there's a mom of a deported teen says goodbye to the tri-state country before a flight to country she once fled. So her son was actually deported, and she is going back to her original country where the son was deported to be with her son. And I believe it said the son was like a teenager, I think, but she actually went back to go be with him because he was deported. And it's really sad when the kids get caught up in this situation of not having the right papers because what could they really have done? You know?
Mm,
They were brought to the US probably when they were children. So I'm gonna play this video, Drip. Do you have anything that you want to share before I play the video?
with the way some of them that didn't really ask to be like that though. I mean, it be some of them though, just didn't really ask to be in that type of situation. They was just made into it. I guess there's nothing else I can say. I'm just basically a foreigner in a foreigner country. Basically, I'm just a foreign perspective. I'm just watching from the outside, so there's not much I can add to it.
But see, Drip, this is why we need your perspective because you are a foreigner. I'm someone who is a U.S. citizen. I was born here. So this is what makes the conversation good because you are someone that is, where she was in the beginning, which is a foreign country. And so this
Yeah,
conversation
the
is perfect for
difference
us.
between
Perfect for
right,
you.
but oh, I think I appreciate that though. Actually, the difference between me and her is I'm actually born and raised in the country. So if my family is done, my dad's born and raised in the UK. I'm born and raised in UK. Me, my brother as well. His siblings were born here though. Both his parents originally from Pakistan. But what happened is though, my dad's parents basically what they did is they came legally though, moved here and remained here. So I'm just basic, and then I also got family all around though, basically, and they just did it the right way and all of that though, basically. So, I even
Would
got
you
family
ever
in
go to
America
a
too.
country illegally? Would you ever
No,
go to a
never,
country illegally?
never, never. I've always done it legally, always though. I've always done it legally, every paperwork, all of that though. Literally, my dad makes sure we do it the correct way. He's never done it like that. Never illegal, man. Never.
Okay, okay. So I just had to ask you, Drip, because when I said you're in her position, I mean that you're from outside of the US, and if you chose to come here illegally, you would be in her situation. But I'm glad that you go about things the right way.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
everywhere,
that's gonna be a
basically.
big deal to break
I've
into
been
a
to
country.
America once though, actually. I traveled to America one time, actually. I went to New York in 2016 for a vacation though, and I did it all legally, basically. Literally did the paperwork, everything, passport, all of that, and basically just, went over for vacation. I've got family who lived there though, and, they did it the right way and all of that though, basically. So I got family over there, so.
So Gomez said the VA administration has been advocated for since 1970 and still has not been fixed. Is that what's going to happen with the illegal immigrants? They're going to get advocated for, and it's not going to fix immigration. Is this? But let me play this video. Let's get into it. Let's see what this mother has to say.
The unexpected deportation of a local soccer player is leaving his family to pick up the pieces.
So based on ICE orders, that means flying back to a country they once fled more than a decade ago. WCPO 9 News reporter Keith Berry-Golick was the only reporter at the airport as Emerson Colindres' mother gave an emotional goodbye.
Sí, porque así fue una parte bien difícil estar por parte.
It's been really, really hard to have to do everything piecemeal.
Adabel Bacadano is packing for a trip she hoped to never have to make.
And so it's just kind of been like my mind's been on fire. We really are leaving.
Esta es la maleta de Emerson, de Allison.
That's Emerson's suitcase.
She's packing because her son, Emerson Colindres, was deported last week.
Me llamo Adabel Bacadano.
My name is Adabel Bacadano.
Through a translator, Bacadano tells me that for more than a decade, she lived a quiet life with her 2 children in Chevy.
I just haven't had the ability to really process it all yet.
Growing up in Honduras, she remembers her parents fearing for her safety.
Bien ahí guardadita.
I was never allowed to go anywhere. I could go to church or I had to stay at home.
It's why she moved to America, applying for asylum after she says she was robbed by gang members.
It must just feel like a blur, right?
Me late que siente como un blur, como una confusión.
Sí, confusión, pues, porque.
That asylum claim was denied, and in 2023, a judge issued a removal order.
Are you worried about what your life will be back there?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
On June 4th, at what she thought was a routine check-in, immigration officials acted on that order. Emerson was detained, and 2 weeks later, her 19-year-old son flew back to Honduras in handcuffs, leaving behind his mom and his 16-year-old sister.
It's been hard, like really hard, because I've never gone like so much time without seeing him. He's like my favorite person in the whole world.
It's really hard sometimes to put into words. He's just a special kid. But there's a lot of people who've heard what I've said, and you know, they're just like, no kid is that good.
But he is.
Pero lo es.
Claro,
At the airport, dozens of friends and family say goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Baquedano doesn't want to go. She doesn't want to start all over again, but she knows it's the only way to reunite her kids.
Bye. Ciao.
She just said that she don't really have anything. It's just us two. Like long as she got us two by her side, it's okay.
In Hebron,
That's what she said.
So she applied to have, hey, Will, how are we doing? She applied for it the legal way, but they said no. They denied her and they gave her deportation orders, which is a possibility if you ask for asylum that you can get denied. She was denied. They gave her deportation orders. She did not listen and stayed in the U.S. Then somehow her son was deported and now she is going back. I feel like this lady, I mean, they gave you your deportation orders. Like, I don't really feel like this administration is wrong for this particular case because you had deportation orders since a long time ago and you didn't listen. So it's hard to feel bad for you. Drip, what do you think about the video?
I agree with you on that one though, man. Cause okay, now I kind of agree with you on that one, to be honest. There ain't enough, and I don't know, to be honest. What can I say? I'm just gonna say, yeah, you're probably right, to be honest, on that though. Cause look, you know, I don't know, to be honest, man. It's just gotta be real with you. To be honest, I can get what you're getting at, but nah, man, nah.
And I think you said they gave her the orders in 2007. I mean,
I
they
think
been
in
told you to get her out of here.
2023, I think somewhere in the video they said 2023, actually.
Okay, you know what? Let me replay the video. Let's get that timestamp of when they gave her the deportation orders. But one thing we can say is that this is a possibility when you try to go about things a legal way. It is very true that they could deny you and you could be sent back packing. But I mean, if they say no, they say no, right? Like what else? You know. But she says she's scared to go back. But if they say no, they say no. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go back. Once you ask permission, maybe that's why a lot of people don't want to ask permission. They just want to break in and be like, look, I'm just gonna stay. You know, I ain't gotta worry about being turned down. But I'm gonna play this video again. We're gonna listen to the timestamp or the year that she was given that deportation paperwork.
The unexpected deportation of a local soccer player is leaving his family to pick up the pieces.
So based on ICE orders, that means flying back to a country they once fled more than a decade ago. WCPO 9 News reporter Keith Berry-Golick was the only reporter at the airport as Emerson Colindres' mother gave an emotional goodbye.
Sí, porque así fue una parte bien difícil estar por parte.
It's been really, really hard to have to do everything piecemeal.
Adabel Baquedano is packing for a trip she hoped to never have to make.
And so it's just kind of been like my mind's been on fire. We really are leaving.
Esta es la maleta de Emerson, de Allison.
That's Emerson's suitcase.
She's packing because her son, Emerson Colindres, was deported last week.
Me llamo Adabel Baquedano.
My name is Adabel Baquedano.
Through a translator, Baquedano tells me that for more than a decade, she lived a quiet life with her 2 children in Chevy.
I just haven't had the ability to really process it all yet.
Growing up in Honduras, she remembers her parents fearing for her safety.
Bien ahí guardadita.
I was never allowed to go anywhere. I could go to church or I had to stay at home.
It's why she moved to America, applying for asylum after she says she was robbed by gang members.
It must just feel like a blur, right?
Me late que siente como un blur, como una confusión.
Sí, confusión, pues, porque
That asylum claim was denied, and in 2023, a judge issued a removal order.
Drip, you're right. Drip was listening. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2023, it was denied and they issued a removal order. So that tells me that this administration really didn't have much to do with the order, but they did and start enforcing it. They actually deported her son. But yeah, 2023 it was denied, which is a possibility when you apply for asylum. Now she is going back to be with her son, which I think that is the right choice. If your son gets deported, or even if your mom, I'll go back with my mom. Y'all not gonna split my family up. So she was deported. She is headed back to be with her son. And they are very sad about having to leave. She didn't want to leave. She is taking her daughter with them. But I feel like you should not leave any kids behind or anything like that. You should, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least in this particular case, the family is going to stick together. You know, and I mean, what can we really say? Like, they told her to get out. She didn't want to get out, so they came and they picked the son up and deported him. And now she's going back. If it wasn't for that son getting deported, I honestly don't think she was going back. Because that order was given in 2023. It is 2025. She was not going back, in my opinion. Drip, you got any thoughts?
No, that's it. Pretty much right there, to be honest. It is what it is, man. What can I say, though? I mean, look, in a similar kind of thing to me, and how the only difference is I'm a citizen of the country I remain now. Born and raised here, though. Of course, I got foreign heritage and all of that, though, but everything's done legally. Even though I've got family spread out. I've got a family in America, but they did it the right way, though. I'll never do it illegally, man. Because look, it's not about whether they catch me or not, they put me or not. I have a guilty conscience. I ain't doing that. And also, it's not that thing about it this way. If the police ain't watching, your parents ain't watching, nobody watching, God watching, man. I always remember God all the time.
Yeah.
So I just remember this way, though. If God ain't gonna be happy with me doing it like this, then why would I actually do it the illegal way? Because I'm gonna displease God, and that ain't gonna be good for me in the long term. I'd rather do it legally, because that's what God wanted, though. So I ain't doing it like that, man. I ain't doing that. Because look, I got a guilty conscience, so I'd rather do the right thing.
And I don't know about you, Drip, but I believe in karma. If you put bad vibes out into the universe, that's what you are definitely going to get back.
Yeah, that's the
So I'm
same
one of
thing
those
that
people
I say all the
that I
time.
believe in. I believe in that, and I would never be able to like live easy knowing that I committed a crime.
Me neither, man. I got a clean record and all of that, though. I'm not about that life, never was, though. Got a clean record, good family, good home, good everything, though. Grateful for everything. And basically, unfortunate case and all of that though, and I agree with you though, man. I'm also a firm believer of this though. What you put out is what you get back. What goes around comes around type of thing though. I apply that to almost everything. And even when I remember when I say that to relationship type thing though, I always say what you put out is what you get back. That's not just that only applied to, literally applied to everything, man. Same saying goes to
Yeah, and I would just be uncomfortable because I
me
wouldn't
too.
know if they coming. I'd be I'm too paranoid, Rip. Yeah.
I would be too paranoid too, though. Trust me. I literally have trouble sleeping at night, man. Literally
Yeah, I
looking over my
watching my
shoulder.
back.
Or nah, I'm too guilty though. I'm just like, look, if I did it illegally, I'd be like, okay, look, take me back, man. I'm not doing it this way. I'd surrender immediately. If I did it let me be real. If I did it illegally, though, I mean, I gotta be careful what I say, though. If I did it illegally, I'd be like, look, take me back. I'm gonna surrender. I'd rather do the right thing, though. I think, thank God my parents actually raised me the right way, actually, because I'm actually.
Rip, I agree with you because I'm with you. I was self deport. I'm out. I'm not finna play this cat and mouse game with y'all. I'm not finna wait for y'all to come get me. I'm out. Like it's too stressful.
Nah, I got a guilty conscience, though. Little guilty conscience.
Yeah, like it be, and then if I had kids and they're going to school or they're going to work, oh man, I'll just quit. But see, that's why I'm not. I know I'm not gonna be a good criminal. Yeah.
Me too. Don't trust me. I ain't gonna. I know I'm not built for that life because look, I feel like I'm soft-hearted, so I'm too good basically. Though I got a guilty conscience, though, and I'm gonna snitch for sure, man. Because look, I'll be real with you. Of course, I can stand on business, no doubt. But I'm going to snitch at some point because look, I ain't gonna do. Okay, some people wanna do bad to do good, but that's not me, man. I ain't built that way. I'm basically made to do good, though. That's just who I am, though. And I'm a terrible liar, actually. Very bad liar. Wait,
You
you know
said,
I'm an
thank God
honest
my
type.
parents raised me right. I know that's right, Drip.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was self deport. I was just like, you know what? God said this ain't for me. Like
wait,
you're not
man.
gonna see me
I mean, I
going
got
down the
love
road
for
on
that,
the
for no
side of a
doubt.
building. You're not gonna see me doing none of that type of stuff. You know, it's not that serious.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say this respectful. I got love for America, no doubt. I got love for America, but I wanna be real though. If I came over to America though, and I just basically did all the legal process, apply for citizenship, all that type of thing though, anyway though, do you think I'll lose my mind though when I go there? Like, do you think I will suffer from culture shock? And I'm saying that with full respect.
If you came to America,
Yeah,
I think you would actually like America. Yeah, I think you would like
I, I
because
would
you
love it,
kind
of
of
course.
already are into like the hip hop. I think you would
Yeah, of
actually like it
course.
here.
Of course, of course. I was just asking you, do you think I'd be okay for that type of place? I'm saying I got love though, no doubt. I'm always gonna love him. Full love though, no doubt, man. And I wouldn't mind moving there in future, of course, but maybe I could build to it though, actually. Probably long term future. I hope to move to Dubai, America. Probably go to Dubai first, do my thing there though, and then probably one day come over to America and stay there if I wanted to though.
Now the
Um,
food, I would say the food would probably be
Not
different
just
for
the
you
food. I feel like probably
because
if I come over there, I feel like I should actually get some kind of counselor to stay with me 24/7. Not 24/7. Stay with me constantly, because like what I've been through and all that. Though I'm gonna need some help
yeah.
actually.
I feel like they call it something. And I feel like when you come to America, they have some type of people that kind of help you. Or I've heard that. I'm not sure. The Salt Lady, y'all do your research. But don't they have some type of people that kind of help you like assimilate into the culture? I
I
think they
mean, I'm
do.
Americanized to a certain degree though, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, and then Gomez brings up a good point. He said future Mexico versus US soccer match will be very interesting.
Okay, but I'm saying with love though, actually, with full respect though, I'm just saying, I'm probably not talking about it in that way. I feel like I'll fit in fine though, to be honest. The only thing I'm going to struggle
You
with
would
is
too.
mental.
Yes, and you might, and then there are a lot of places that do help, a lot of like doctors and stuff, people, a lot of like organizations and groups, because there are a lot of people in the US that have some type of learning disability, whether that's
Yeah.
autism, ADHD. There's a lot of people with that in the US. I actually have a nephew who has autism.
Oh yeah, I remember that though, actually. Yeah, also me too though. So I'm gonna be fine. I know there's people there to help
Yeah.
me. I got a family there too, and I know you're there too though as well. If you wanted to help, you could help though. If you wanted to though, if you actually met me one day though, you never know. Leave it to God though. I got people there who will help me, no doubt. It's just that the only thing I'm concerned about is my mind though, basically, in a mental sense. Of course, there's people to help me with that. Support people to help me with all of that though. Of course, I could bring family there too though. But I feel like though, like remember, I think was it yesterday or was it 2 days back though? You had that one live or something where you're talking all about that. And I
No,
shared
it was
stuff with you.
2 days ago. And I'm gonna drop that link for that. That was a great live.
Yeah, I remember it was 2 days ago though. I'm not saying that I won't be fine. I will be fine. Of course I think positive. I'm also concerned about how I'm gonna actually do in a mental sense for myself though. Cause I explained everything. Who I
Yeah.
told what I've been through and all that though, I'm probably going to actually I'm probably going to panic. It's not that I'm not scared or anything like that, and nothing wrong will happen. I'll be okay. I'm just, concerned if I'm gonna lose my mind. I know people will help me, but that's just what I'm concerned about. Because I think that can be
Yeah, which I
alarming.
think is a valid concern. Um, but for right now, I think, sticking with your parents, and I'm very thankful that you have a good support system. A lot
Yeah.
of people
I'm
don't
just
have
asking the
that.
valid questions though, because if I wanted to move there one day though, then I know how to handle myself. Not just the legal way, doing the right thing. No, I was just asking all that though, because then I actually know if I choose to move there one day, then I know how to handle it. Because look,
Yes.
the only thing I'm afraid of though is losing myself. That's the only thing I fear basically though. It's not that I won't lose anything about me or all that though. It's just, some people, you get some people, what they do is when they come to a different country, they forget everything about themselves. Like they've lived there their whole life though. And I'm not saying that, I'm not hating on that though. I ain't hating though. I'm just, what I'm getting at. Some people just forget where they came from. Like they weren't like that on the first day, but
Mm.
then few days later they forgot where they came from. I don't want to lose myself when I get there. And I'm not saying that to disrespect, hate, none of that, man. I'm just saying that because I'm validly concerned about me.
That makes a lot of sense. I do feel like a lot of people are losing themselves, but that all comes with stay grounded and knowing who you are. I feel like when
Yeah,
you don't know who you are, it's so easy to be lost.
yeah, I totally get you on that
Yeah.
though. No, I get you. I was just saying, no, but I'm just trying to be careful on what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that the people and the people, I'm not saying that they hate or disrespect. Nah, man, I'm just saying that as a valid question, no, because that's just what I'm concerned about, though, which is a valid question slash concern, though. And do your research before you take out anything from this stream, though, firstly, and don't take anything out of context that we say right here, because I don't mean nothing like that, though. I got love
Yes,
though.
and we are not immigration. We cannot tell you how to move around the world, but we are shedding light on what is going on in some of these sanctuary cities and some of these cities that do have a large immigration population. ICE is doing
Mm.
mass deportations right now, and they're conducting non-stop raids. Every time I log on to my algorithm, There's another raid somewhere. Okay,
Mhm.
so California got a lot going on. They got ICE, LAPD, riots, protests. They got Gavin Newsom and Karen. They got LA has a lot going on. So in this specific video, kidnapping call leads to discovery of federal operation in downtown LA. So we're gonna watch this video, then we're gonna get our thoughts. Let's get right into it.
The LAPD is defending its officers after protesters accused them of helping federal immigration agents make an arrest in downtown LA. The department says the officers were responding to a call about a possible kidnapping when they came across the federal operation. KTLA's Jacqueline Sarkeesian live in downtown LA now with more. Jacqueline, good morning.
Hi, good morning to you as well. Yes, because of that incident that took place yesterday, dozens of people were outside here, LAPD headquarters, protesting, like you mentioned, accusing officers of collaborating with federal immigration authorities because of this arrest. We have some video of the commotion that took place yesterday. Take a look. This all started after an operation was carried out yesterday morning by federal agents near East 9th and Spring Streets, prompting a protest outside police headquarters. You can see from the video, protesters were confronting LAPD officers while agents appear to be taking a woman into custody. It's this footage that sparked the outrage and has people accusing officers of collaborating with immigration enforcement. The police department released a statement saying they were not involved and only responded after receiving a 911 call about a possible kidnapping, stating the initial comments of the call indicated several individuals were attempting to detain people without identifying themselves, which prompted concerns from bystanders. LAPD says officers only stayed on scene after realizing what was happening to help with crowd control as the size was growing and spilling into the street. Police Chief Jim McDonald commented about the recent raids during yesterday's police commission meeting and had this to say when a question.
So remember I was telling you that in some areas ICE is not identifying themselves? Well, that is what happened here. There were some people on the street that were detaining other people. They did not know who these people were, so they called it in as a kidnapping, is what it sounds like to me. Gomez said 7.5 million cars crossed from Mexico into USA in 2024 at the El Paso Juarez port of entry. Gomez, how you know all this stuff? And thank you so much, Drip, for coming up. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel. Young Riaz, aka Drip King. A shout out to the Drip. Yes, and then Drip, no worries. Whenever you gotta drop down or come up, nobody here is held hostage. Y'all can be on here for as long as you want, as little as you want. I have some people that will just come up and say hi, give their point, and drop back down. I have some people that will be up here for an hour or two watching videos with me. Whatever you guys want to do, and if you just want to come up to say, hey, that's fine too. If you do come up and you do join the panel, you got to come up through YouTube. So, LAPD said, hey, they called us about this kidnapping. When we got here, we noticed that the crowd was getting kind of rowdy. So, we stayed to help ICE. And let me tell you something, LA is a sanctuary city. They do not want ICE and LAPD working together, helping each other. They don't want nothing to do with ICE. But we are seeing under this administration that narrative is kind of changing. And I think that we're going to see LAPD helping ICE. And also, I feel like they should. They should. There should be no city in the U.S. where you can go and commit a certain crime and it gets overlooked because of the city. That's crazy. And why they never created it for us. That's what I want to know. But oh no, Drip. Drip, you got a good perspective. Yeah, your perspective is always welcome. But let me get back into this video.
Was asked, alluding to yesterday's incident.
Unprecedented circumstances that they're facing out there. There's been a lot of conversation around it, a lot of concern for blue on blue interactions, a lot of concern about community perceptions that the people who are out there are not who they purport to be. And as was asked about earlier, certainly expresses that concern.
So they were saying that these officials were just masks on their face. Some of them do have ice on the back of their vest, but they feel like ICE should be announcing themselves and should be saying we are ICE. They also feel like ICE should be letting the city know when they are coming in. Now, keep in mind, California has already stated we are not helping ICE. We do not have to report to them. LAPD does not have to call ICE if they arrest an illegal immigrant. But what I would say within the last 6 months, there has been one change to this whole situation, which is the Trump administration. The Trump administration wants to abolish sanctuary cities all across the U.S., but California, New York, Chicago, just to name a few, are fighting back and they're fighting hard to keep their cities a sanctuary city, meaning that you can break into the country, come to our city, and we will help you, we will cover you. While we at the same time use federal or use tax dollars, federal funding, it's a crazy theory. All of it is kind of wild to me. Okay, so Gomez said, public information, I live in New Mexico. We share southern border with Mexico. I remember you saying that about you staying in New Mexico. So you must see a lot of illegal immigrants. You guys must have a lot of them in your communities as well. Have you seen any ICE raids in your specific city? Because I'm in Alaska, and one thing I will say is that it seems like the lower 48 shipped some of their detainees here. And there was I think there was 41 ICE detainees and also criminals in the jail up here, and they're deporting them. But I have not seen any like workplace raids like this, or like Home Depot, or the construction side of the Walmart. Ooh, Gomez said yes. Dang, Gomez. Dang, hit the panel, let us know. Hit the panel, let us know. And is it okay? So I know in LA, Angela was saying that some areas are a ghost town. Are you also seeing ghost towns in New Mexico? Because you share the border with Mexico. So I know that it is very, very like stressful. It's got to be kind of hot if hot down there. Not like physical hot, but hot as in like law enforcement got to be around the area. But we have these people out here not introducing themselves. They don't got no badges or nothing. And so they called this in as a kidnapping.
Generally, officers will respond to a call like this. If they see an incident, they'll get a supervisor out there. And the supervisor's role will be to try and make sure that the law enforcement agency or agencies that are represented there are actually who they say they are.
According to LAPD, a partially handcuffed woman approached and stood near an officer. After several minutes, a federal agent went up to her and assumed control. The department says it was not involved in her detention or arrest.
I don't know why she was standing right there, because if you can see, the protesters are on the sidewalk. Why are you standing next to the police? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever as to why you are standing right there.
However, many of the activists yesterday say they're not buying it.
Don't take my word for it. You're seeing the videos. You also, that's why everyone's out here, because they saw the videos of LAPD and ICE collaborating.
Let's be real here. LAPD and ICE collaborating does not seem that crazy to me, especially when you consider who pays them. The taxpayers pay them, right? And right now it's a new administration, but they are outraged that LAPD was helping them. But in my opinion, I don't think people should trust the government like that. But that's just my opinion. Y'all do what y'all want. It's all legit. But they're outraged that LAPD was helping ICE. What did y'all think was gonna happen? What did y'all think was gonna happen? Also, we also gotta remember that we have the Olympics coming to LA. I forgot what year, but it's a couple of years away. So that adds another layer into here also.
Now, the lady in question, the lady who was detained and later arrested by federal agents, her family reached out to KTLA saying they're extremely confused about her arrest, saying she has no criminal record. She is a U.S. citizen. They are also having trouble locating her. They're going to meet with their lawyer in about half an hour from now at the detention center nearby here in downtown L.A., hoping they find this woman. In terms of LAPD's involvement once again with this arrest and with what happened yesterday, LAPD saying they have a long-standing policy, one that dates back more than 40 years, of not getting involved in any civil immigration enforcement. Reporting live downtown, Jacqueline Sarkeesian, KTLA 5 News.
Okay, so people are outraged that ICE was helping them and they feel like they did help them and that's how they got that girl. Why do y'all trust the government and the police force so much? I don't get it. I don't get why they trust them so much. And y'all trust everything that they tell y'all. History. And I know I say this a lot, but we gotta think about history. You know, they always say like you can look at history and the same patterns repeat itself. I don't know why they have so much trust in the government. I don't know why they trust the police force so much. Let's be real here. These politicians, they're crooked, allegedly, and in my opinion. I don't know why they trust everything that they say so much. Y'all need to listen to us, okay? And Gomez said Olympic and World Cup is coming to USA next year. I didn't know the World Cup was coming here. Wow. That is it. So we gotta, but I don't know why they have so much trust in the police force. I don't know why they have so much trust in the government. Not saying that you can't trust the government. I'm just saying though. You know, history has shown that they have been shady. I don't know what's going on. It's very weird to me, and they're about to learn. They're about to learn real quick why you don't trust them. Let's see what else Gomez says. Oh, okay. So to the question I had about whether or not New Mexico was like a ghost town, Gomez said not yet. So that's a good thing. It should not be like a ghost town. And it's really unfortunate that LA is looking like a ghost town in some parts. Yeah, that's how much illegal activities they had going on, in my opinion. Um, Gomez said there's a possibility ICE is using other agencies. ICE budget is already $1 billion over and still have 6 months to go in this year. In my opinion, what they are doing is they are rerouting funds. You know how some cities were using millions of dollars to house the illegal immigrants, get their children into schools and to help them? I feel like this is all allegedly. I have not done any research. I would advise y'all just to do research, but I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts. I feel like they are rerouting that money, and instead of using that money to house and to feed and to take care of the illegal immigrants, I feel like they're using it within ICE to get to catch people. So $1 billion is their budget, and they are over and still have 6 months to go in this year. I tell you what, though, this is very interesting to me. What is going on with ICE? What's going on with the mass deportations and the raids? It is just very interesting to me. And we will have to see kind of like where it goes. I can tell you this. It's not looking too good for it's not looking too good for the illegals. Look, I'll be on the next plane smoking. But this is stressful for me. Y'all gonna give me a heart attack. But that's what's going on with ICE and with the raids. It's a lot going on in today's time and in the world. Y'all stay safe and stay out the way. Drip is laughing, but yeah, so much pressure on me. Like, I want peace. And if you're on the run from law enforcement or from ICE, you can never be at peace. And if you broke into something and they're trying to hunt you down to find you, to send you back, that's how you kind of like did something funny to get up in there. But yeah, y'all ain't gonna hunt me down. I'm just gonna go out willingly. Ain't gonna hunt me down and tackle me and beat on me. I ain't doing all that. Oh, okay, Drip. But yes, I will go back willingly. And I'll just be on my way. But you guys, I think that's it for today. I have some mama duties I gotta get off to. I just wanted to do this quick live stream to talk about the ICE raids. We will be back here tomorrow. I have another live stream set up. I don't plan to do another live today, but this is why I say turn those notifications on because you never know what's gonna happen. I'll be popped out with a whole live, and I'll be in the kitchen or I'll be outside. So it's weird. Today it was saying that it's gonna rain, and I hope it doesn't. Knock on wood. It's beautiful outside right now. Hopefully it stays. So we can grill, and I also wanted to do Ava's celebration live stream, and she wanted to do it outside. So hopefully we get some good weather. But today we talked about ICE raids at construction site in Gulf Shores, Alabama. They were literally throwing ropes over the building and sliding down to avoid ICE detention. Let me play this video for y'all so y'all know where we at. Let's go.
Please hold for a very important message.
All right, all right. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here. Check out the cooking live stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channels. Subscribe to my new YouTube channel and Ava's Playtime for Children content, and or for Hot Topics time for tea. Here we go. Both the channels are down here. Subscribe to all my channels. Stay in the loop. We got food. We got children's content. We got Hot Topics. And I'm going to start posting more on these other two channels. I'm always over here talking to y'all, cooking something. But I got to show these channels some love. Like I said, I'll be back here tomorrow If anything happens or I made you a pop-up live, you never know, you never know. Turn on those notifications. But I'm gonna hit y'all with the outro video, and I'll see y'all next time. Time for tea at 9:07 Good Eats. We talked about the raids at a construction site in Gulf Shores, Alabama. We talked about the Home Depot raid. I showed you guys the videos of the woman who was picked up by ICE because she was standing too close. We talked about LA being a sanctuary city and some of the things that are being said about LA. So, talked about it a lot. If you want more immigration raids, I do have more content on this YouTube channel about the raids. But I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Peace. I'm out of here. Wait, I got one more comment. Oh my goodness. Jihan always coming in here last minute. Jihan, I was just giving my goodbye speech. He said I'm live at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. So y'all check out his YouTube channel. He said, "What up, 907?" You know what, Jihan? I was just running off. I was just running off and talked about these raids, and I showed y'all what was going on with the raids today. But I was trying to run off so fast that I forgot I gotta give y'all my final thoughts. Okay, here we go. My final thoughts are subscribe to my other YouTube channel, time for TN97 Goodies. Also, I feel like self-deporting is the best option. I speak for myself. I'm not an illegal immigrant, but if I was in that predicament, I would self-deport for my own peace of mind. And I would go willingly, so I'm not having to be forced to go. But I am also not in that position, and I understand everyone's situation may be different. So we got to be fair about that. But me, I'm self-deporting. I'm going back willingly. You ain't gonna kick me out. I'm gonna leave. Yeah. That's how I feel about that. But stay safe. Stay out the way. If you see ICE detaining somebody, mind your own damn business. It's like if somebody is getting arrested or getting detained, it's too late anyway. You needed to be there like an hour before or like 10 minutes before. It's too late. All that's gonna happen is they're gonna lock you up too. So with that being said, mind your own business. And if they told you to go back, they gave you your orders, you need to listen. It's not fair of you to be having to go back after not listening for 2 to 5 years and then you want to cry about it when they've been told you can't stay here. So tricky situation all the way around. And Gomez said, see you on the flip side. And Drip said, love. Yes, Drip said he's self-deporting too. Me and Drip both agree that this is too much for us mentally and we gotta go. It seems very, very stressful to have to watch your back. You're scared to go to work. You're scared to go to Walmart. You're scared to go to Dollar Tree. You're scared to go to the car wash. It's too much. I'm leaving. You're not going to kick me out. But those are my final thoughts, y'all. I will see y'all in the next one. Let me hit y'all with the outro video. Foodiegang gang. Foodiegang gang gang. Foodie gang gang gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. Foodiegang, gang, gang. This is Chef Big Bang. Thank you so much for watching at 907 Good Eats. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. I'm out.